My name is Dontez Lindsay. I am the general manager of Ducks Trading LLC, as well as the lead trainer of Stockcraft. I'm not a financial advisor, nor a CPA, and the content I create is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I trade in my account, and everything I do is hypothetical in nature because it doesn't happen in your account. My experience with trading is not typical, nor does it guarantee that similar results will be obtained by you. I am merely sharing my opinion with no guarantee of gains or losses in investments. Remember, day trading can be extremely risky. You should be prepared to lose all the funds that you use for day trading. In particular, you should not fund day trading activities with retirement savings, student loans, second mortgages, emergency funds, funds set aside for purposes such as education or home ownership, or funds required to meet your living expenses. Further, certain evidence indicates that investments less than $50,000 will significantly impair the ability of a day trader to make a profit. Of course, an investment of $50,000 or more will no way guarantee a success. With that out of the way, let's get into the content. Good morning, guys. There's not much going on today. There's at least one potential play, and that's AYLA. But we could talk about yesterday because I don't know what it is, but yesterday is always just crazier than the morning. HKD just squeezed everyone with a you have to see it. It went all the way from 60 to 200, and I woke up at 4, as well as like a lot of other people. Some even woke up at 2, and we've been just trying to get shares between like all the brokers, and I ended up getting none. Every like 5-10 minutes I would just spam this, and like not even one time did they come up with a guess or you can accept this. Like, at least sometimes they'll tease you when there's a big drop. When you see a drop like this in the market, and then some people are just like, I'm done with this stock, man. Let me get my borrows back. I was even waiting for those opportunities. TZ didn't have anything. I've heard this at least 300 times this morning. Minimum. I'm pretty sure other people have heard it like thousands of times. But at the end of the day, there's no volume actually on there. Like, look at that. This has 20K volume. Like, yesterday itself only traded like 2 million. So the amount of liquidity in there, it's very low, which is understandable because, it has $170 and a lot of people can't afford that price in bulk. But still, kind of disappointed. I actually got myself out of bed, and then I know if I go back to sleep, I'm going to miss my stream. Yeah. Oh well. But other than that, we have a resistance play on AYLA, and this one has 100 million resistance back on the 26th, but it's a resistance on the daily candle. But that's pretty much it. Like 100 million resistance. It's a biotech, which we all know is pretty volatile inherently. And it's been activating the resistance at like 223 for a while now. But I don't know if that's actually going to hold. I borrowed for AYLA and PGY. And for, PGY, I figured this would try to create another double top or do like a massive squeeze. I just wanted to see how it opened, really. If it does like a slight pullback at the open, I'm actually gonna buy and then aim for pretty much the squeeze at like 23. But for AYLA, I'm not actually that confident that I could use this one as a bounce short. So technically, looking at the volume being at like 5 million right now, it has low volume in the pre-market, and then 100 million resistance on the daily candle, and it's already 50% extension. So technically, this is a minimum bounce short. I spent $400 on borrows between both of them, or like put them together. But I'd feel more comfortable. Actually, now to think about that, there's not really a consolidation that's really like packed with a lot of people, but most of the volume's actually coming up on this spike where you have like 30 million which isn't very reassuring. Like, I'd rather the volume be inside these little consolidations there, and that's why you see there's resistance up to 220. But if that actually gets slowly grinded, since it's been tested like 3 times by now, I actually think there might be a breakout. And then, I was kind of playing with the idea of if this gap through, would this actually just break this resistance and it's going to be a full breakout, and I'll just buy the breakout when it breaks the high, or not even just breaks the high, it just breaks 230. I'd buy it. Oh no, I'm still kind of thinking about it, because part of me just thinks it's really risky because it's a low price bio stock, it's a low float, and yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. What are you guys up to? It also doesn't have news. Come back to writing. Middle. CPO. I didn't do anything yesterday. And good morning, GETY. What is that? Okay. Went from 10 to 35. Oh, okay. Yeah, this it has like a billion like a multi-billion market cap. I wasn't really looking at this. So they only traded 1 million. It was up 300% or something earlier. If I remember right. Oh, it's 250%. No, that was right. 350%. Yeah. The main thing is this has extension and is also on the New York Stock Exchange, which, I just don't like the market makers over there. Like this market cap is so large that there's going to be a lot of competition between the market makers. I don't know if we want to try the day trading strategies like on it. Closest thing would be, like a dollar block and like things like that. But I personally don't want to do it, even if it did go from like 2 to 35. Now it'd be different if it was like 10 to like 80, like something super overextended like HKD, because at that point it's just pure overextension, and then someone's obviously going to be trapped. But with like GETY, that's not enough for me. Like, I'm usually, pretty happy when I see something go up 300, 400%. Just because you're bound to have some kind of pullback. And this one already kind of did have a $10 pullback off of $35, but it didn't have any volume. So like it just seems suspicious to me. Main thing is I'm really hesitant because it's also New York Stock Exchange, and I just don't want to be fighting the market makers all day. But that's just me. I think I should look at it earlier. Where are you? I didn't see the news on it. Did my computer just freeze? Looks like something to do with ownership. Yeah, still not touching it. But yeah, that's my only 2 cents on it. Other than that, you know, if this no, it's just not enough. I just want to see if this pushes up to like 230. Like if it does you know, just a straight push, I'm a short into that, probably like 250 and below. But I'd risk super tight. Like I'm talking like 5 cents, 10 cents kind of tight. And it'd have to be like after, you know, a straight push. Trying to pretty much top ticket at that point. Because I also don't trust it if it just trades sideways for a bit. I feel like it's slowly going to grind. Like even though this is 100 million resistance on the day, intraday it doesn't have a lot of resistance to work with. Like max, I'd say 20 million. A 20 million plus a 50% extension. I trust that on like a $5 stock or an $8 stock. Like anything pretty much above like $6. But $2, nah. I feel like, you know, this has 5 million volume right now, but as soon as people see this kind of play, they're gonna make it a pre-market breakout. You know, this could go to 430 if it looks like what I have in my head right now. What is that? Yeah, it's pretty much doubling from where it's at right now. HKD, low volume, big spread. Yeah, it was like $7 spread and didn't even reach. It's only a 20K volume. It's so ridiculous. I'm still mad. I just spent most of my morning clicking this button. Okay, market's open. So I have borrows for 2 things. PGY and HYLA. AYLA sort of past resistance now. Question mark? Yeah, it is. So on the daily it has the 100 million resistance, and then it technically has the 50% extension. This is one of those plays that only has a morning edge. It's to the point where, you know, if you got it in pre-market and then everybody loaded up and then it also had a lot of volume in the pre-market, you can just expect a waterfall at the open and then barely a little pullback and then just goes down and dies. But since this is a $2 stock and we're only at 5 million volume, I don't see that happening. I actually see that 5 million in the next 15 minutes turn into like, you know, something closer to 25, 30 million, and then blowing this top and then going to like 310, pulling back to 270, going up to 380. And then like, I can legit map this out. I don't trust it. But I also feel that, like, since I borrowed for it, and if this does the one scenario where I feel like, you know, other than just that straight dump at the beginning, it could also just be a fake out, like something closer to like 2.5. Actually, it'd be like something like 2.6. But nah, I'm not risking that much. Yeah. Other than that, I'm just gonna see what it's what the market is offering. If anything, I actually might dip by PGY right now, because this is another one I feel like it's just gonna slowly grind up to like grind through its resistance. You know what? That's actually what I'm gonna do. I just want to do it on a pullback. Like this morning, I just don't want to get addicted to random rewards in the pre-market. So that was another reason why I just didn't start dip buying things, because I have been wanting to dip buy them. I've been over here drawing and writing my scripts. Okay, what are they doing? Nothing. No, what are they doing? Oh, market cap's 4 billion. All right, so $8 million. So if this hits like, nah, I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just gonna risk 10 cents. That's how we're gonna do this. Actually, I do have to think about how much I want to risk. Okay, here's the pullback I wanted on that one though. Volume so slow. You look like you woke up the alarm clock this morning. Yeah. I really want something else to pop up that's actually ideal. I'm still trying to picture that. You look like you woke up the alarm clock this morning. I'm also like at my standing setup. So normally I'm just like, I can't breathe, and I'm just trying to talk. All right, so it looks like it's finding some kind of support. So I'm going to put in 5K, which is I do that right. A lot of shares. I'm going to risk 183. Yeah, 183. All right, so in my head, I think this is going to slowly grind. If it doesn't, that's also okay. Well, next one, this one. Oh, okay. Hey, sometimes bounce plus gap short, gap up, bounce short, bounce plus gap didn't have any open push. They just straight die at the open, like AYLA, BTTX. How we know we can size in pre-market push or wait to open push? Usually that's a volume thing. I want it to be decisive. Yeah, so oh, that's a different question. How we know we can size in pre-market push or wait to open push? So the way I like to look at it is when you see, like on the daily, there's a resistance play, and there's 100 million, which is considered a heavy resistance, and then you have your minimum extension, which in this case we're talking like 50 million. Wait, did I say that right? No, 50%. That's technically the minimum for the bounce short. That's not really a gap plus bounce. That's a bounce short. But when you do a bounce short, it's supposed to be a very rigid kind of play. There isn't a lot of gapping through that resistance, and so that's why you want the resistance to be, pretty solid. Now, on the daily candle, if there's a lot of volume like today, you can go all the way up to the upper echelon and a little bit over for that resistance. I'm talking about, if this went up to all the way to 2.42, you can like barely get over that point, and then it can like snap it back down, and then you'd be aiming for like half of whatever range was created as your profit margin. But when you're talking about bounce plus gap, that's different. That's where you have to have the gap up, and then it's close to the resistance, and then you have that like 20% push, and then it goes down after it bounces off the resistance. Now, what do you call it? When you wonder whether it's gonna like fall right at the open and stuff, I like to look at the amount of volume, and then pretty much any details surrounding it. So the details would be intraday, when you look at not heavy resistances, like something like 60 million and below, or like more likely 40 million and below. If there's no actual tight consolidation filled with like a lot of the volume there, instead of the volumes on the spikes like these, if you have that, you can kind of treat that as a bullish factor, because it shows like weakness in that kind of resistance. Now, if you add that to like, overwhelming volume in the market, like in the pre-market, you're expecting some kind of choppiness. And at that point, you're gonna have to look at the price action in the pre-market. If it's like kind of top heavy like this, instead of, actual pullbacks coming back and showing that, this has the ability to run and create support, like in the pre-market, and then it's just waiting till the open to actually do the exact same, there's a higher chance that it's just going to get top heavy in that tight consolidation and just fall. But in this case, there was actually very little volume. There was like 3 to 5 in the pre-market. So you're expecting, if we're giving it percentages, it'd be something like under 10%, but preferably just under 20% kind of pulls, and then it's going to rebound. He goes into that kind of stuff. Main thing is you buy the Freedom Challenge, and you get into the Ducks chat, and then they'll tell you about it. So I can only like give you that without just straight doing the work for you or giving you like exactly what to do. Yeah. But that's where it goes though. There's another part. Yeah. Still only supposed to give like half. But it all comes down to just following the pattern and then weighing the odds and shooting your shot. So where is my portfolio? Wait, I didn't go in on this? That's fine. I'll look at this one at 10:20. Oh no, it might be too late by then. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. 500 yeah. Oh, this one. 10, 11. Hey guys, hey, Dontez is right. Yeah, wait, what? Close up on an old-fashioned alarm clock on a nightstand. Slowly a head emerges. Behind the clock, we see eyes. It's Dontez. 2 minutes before the hour, Dontez leaps up and shouts, "Wake up, wake up." Oh, okay. Dontez is right. AYLA is a bounce short, not a bounce short plus gap. BTTX is very close to a bounce short plus gap. Yeah, it was. BTTX. Did I make money on that? Yeah. We're not gonna look at this one. BTTX. Yeah, with BTTX, this had yeah. I keep forgetting that I actually track these. I can just bring up notes. So this one was, yeah, 28th was yesterday. Yeah, so BTTX was gap plus bounce. I considered it a 2-star gap plus bounce because it was a low float and it was a news winner because it had positive results on its test. It was a, I don't remember if it was a bio stock, but it did have positive test results is what I remember. I think TBLT was the bio tech, but here is yeah, I ended up going long on it in the pre-market. Yeah, I went long on it in the pre-market here, and then I covered pretty early. On the chart, you know, you saw there was a lot of resistances, like 1 or 2, maybe 3, to where, you know, it went all the way up to $3 on one, but there was no actual consolidations. They were the same kind of stuff we're seeing today. It's like most of the volume was on the spike, and you can use that for some stuff in statistics, but I just never really feel comfortable with it. Like if you look over here in the daily chart of this, because this is intraday or like 15-minute candle, you know, so, the ones on the left of this big spike were canceled, and then all the way up to the like 250, I felt like, you know, this spike canceled, you know, everything at 250. But, you know, on the daily, I guess people were actually adding these together, and it topped at like 265, and people took that shot. I just didn't feel comfortable doing that, even though I saw it happen in the pre-market on that day. And what do you call it? I had borrows, and I was expecting a push, and before I would go in, it didn't have that push. And I think you were talking about that earlier. But it did have resistance. And this one had, I think it was like 68% gapping. So that's still a lot better than the 50% that we saw today. The reason I'm so focused on, you know, getting more extension. Ooh, look at HDK. You got any borrows yet though? Okay, but The reason I'm so focused on like extension is because like risk reward. Like if you're in the 50% extension and then this gets like over shorted because, you know, in this case, AYLA, when I bought it, I got it for like 2.5 cents. Yeah, is that right? I got it for 2.5 cents. Um, it was easy to borrow. And if you have stuff that is over short, you can have a massive squeeze. And if you're not paying attention, you know, it's a massive squeeze. You're going to end up with like HKD kind of parabolic squeeze. And you know, you saw the margin calls of yesterday, all the what do you call that? Like accounts blowing up on that. What am I at? Pretty sure it's like 19 something. Fine. Okay. But where? Yeah, there you are. Want the details? Join the Freedom Challenge. We have pictures. Yeah, that's right. All right. So, I still can't understand where this weakness is coming from. If this cracks, nope, I'm out. Yeah. But I can't tell why these are going down. Like other than the volume's just real slow right now. Okay, I lost $300. Man. Okay, so how much is in this one? 9K exposure. So another 300. Okay, I'm gonna wait till there's some type of consolidation. Hopefully the volume picks up. If it doesn't, I'm still okay with that. I still see this going so GOVX is at 236. I'm trying to understand where all the volume is going, because you know we all know it's not going to HKD. Because if the volume's not coming in on, you know, PGY and AYLA, then these actually will just drop. TBLT is getting some attention too. I actually might just cut this PGY. Part of me just wants to add, but oh well. What are they doing? Open action is very hard to predict whether it spikes or drops at the open within first 5-10 minutes at all. It's almost 50-50 from data tracking. Hi Dontez, sorry for my depression. What? Was coming. Oh, I missed your last live stream for the past 5 days. Oh, okay. If not, no win. Okay, no, you're always welcome here. Well, what do you call it? Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's say you've been here the first. Yeah, you've been one of the originals. Like you're always welcome here. HDK does not care about your account. It will destroy it if it gets on it. If you get in its way. That's true. Like, look at that. Why are you at 208? It was actually hard to fall asleep last night because I was imagining all kinds of strange things I'll do to this ticker, and also imagine all the strange things it would do to me, like go to 230. And yeah, hey, I still wanted the option though. Like, did I just bottom tick that? Like, this volume legit is stuck. I keep having to double check to see if it's like a frozen platform or not. Something I forget. Oh, almost 10. There was news that came out about earnings. I think Google and Intel went down by 8%. Apple beat its earnings, and so did it wasn't Amazon, was it? Here we go. Yeah, so we had Amazon, Intel, and Apple. Yeah, so Apple and Amazon, they beat their earnings. And then Intel, I just know their stock went down. I don't know if they actually beat their earnings or not. We also had the 75 points basic hike. But was that Wednesday? No, that was Wednesday. CPI report comes out today. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That also could have affected the way people are looking at the stock. Now this, let's see, that was 8:30 when it came out. All right, I'm about to cut this. Yeah, because that's like 600 right there. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, right on the money, 600. Okay. Last thing I'll look at is a consumer. Previous forecast, actual. So it looks like the CPI report, it matched the expectations for the year over year, but it exceeded expectations for the core. Now that really only matters for the Fed, like Fed's numbers, but sometimes it actually affects the market. I don't know if this is going to find support. It's like this happened in the aftermarket, but people now know that it can get to that point. This one's finally going sideways, but that volume's still stuck. main thing is if I get out now, I'm closing the computer. Like this would be my second try. And what is it? That would make this a 1K loss, and then 400 off of my like from borrows. And I didn't get my HKD after waking up at 4 a.m. I'm gonna go back to doing my writing things. I'll wait first. All right, this. That should put me at 20 something K. And then an average of I think it was 18. Yeah. So if I do this right, I should be able to get out at 17.87. Actually, I can kind of do a limit order. But I also don't want to be that rigid. It's an dead. Okay, if this breaks, 1720. Yeah, that'd be a risk of 1.5, but I did it right. Where's the... Wait. Doesn't matter. Where'd it go though? Yep, oh, there's the underrelax. Alright, so H. It's not even a stock. What? Oh, it's a depository receipt. Why are you looking at that? HCT volume is pretty thin. Pre-market easily low account, especially for something. Don't have the guts to short pre-market. I would have been out of my trade. I longed on HK with that leverage. See, I thought about doing that a few times too. What do you call it? I know if I did it once, I'd do it like most of the day. I'm just like, ooh, let me do this. But all it takes is that one illegal drop. Like I'm talking about that one where you went from like 200 and you open up at 50. And you know, you just go in there with like what, 2-3 times leverage. Easy blown up account. Like especially, you know, if you go into 100%. So let's say I have a 30K account. I go in with 30K. You know, that drops 50%. My account is already, my account will be down by that point, and I could choose to get out. But if I win there times 2 leverage, that means I'm borrowing money, and I have what, like 30% I can go in the negative before the broker's just like, hey, you just reached your 20% threshold. We're going to cover your account because we're not holding that much risk for you. You go in times 3, you know, you only can go like what, 13% or like something around 10% in the negative of your position before they cover your account for you. I'm just trying not to get was it margin called? Or not margin called, forced closed. It's something like that. Well, it's a lot less stress to go long though. Just because, you know, a lot of people are frustrated that they can't get the short. And so they're just like, I'm a revenge long or something like that. Wait, did I legit bottom tick that one? I'm out of that, right? Yeah. All right, here we go. What was I doing? I almost got forced liquidated once when I first started trading. Yeah, you got to survive. That's how you learn. Okay. This should put me at positive pretty soon. Was it 3/20/20? So, wait, how's that still negative? Oh, I'm at 18.06. Okay, that's fine. I mostly just want to get out of this. Like, I'll just take 700K on the day, which is fine. And like, that's with borrows. Wait, no, what? Oh no, this day realized. So it'd be a 1K down day. Now the chances of this actually coming all the way back up are actually pretty high since it's 10 o'clock. I can see, whoa. That halted. Not these, but always look at the watch list to look for a black horse. Like one that is just comes out of nowhere and steals all the volume, and then all stocks drop and you're just like, what happened? Forced liquidity equal best lesson for learning to cut losses. LOL. Yeah, those lessons, they become traumatic. They get put in your body. You got to go to yoga to get those out. Like it's that lesson that gets, you know, beat into your body. All right, this is taking longer than I want. I'm actually about to cover. I feel like part of me, I feel a lot more impatient when I'm standing. It's like I'm like going back and forth, like standing on both feet, like standing on one, and I'm like, okay, I can't tell if I'm being really conscious of the trade because I actually feel really like a lot of clarity just standing like this. I'm not used to having this much blood flow. But it also kind of makes me like a little weird. I feel like I'm just bored, like too bored. Hold on. Oh, what am I doing? Cullen. Joe, what I mean? What? Dollar resistance 203. Do you have examples? Oh, you guys asking for statistics. Look at that. It went up to 255. Oh my gosh. HKD. What are you doing? I hadn't looked over there for a minute. It went up to 255. Oh my gosh. I want to look at the chat. Oh yeah. Been declared untradeable. I feel like this is going to die before we short it. LOL. SEC probably gonna step in before we short it. Untradeable. Time to short on the bounce? Nope. Now up again. Consolidate around 220 for a few hours. Yep, 220. Oh my god. Should I just call it a day? All right, I'm gonna give myself an ultimatum. You got 10 seconds. And what is it? 1750 is going to be the stopping point. Or what do you call it? The risk. Yay. Got it. All right, 10 seconds over. Hey, it went up a little bit. Or today is a study day or play video game day. Yeah, I still gotta work on a video. Technically, I have like 9 videos, but like, you know, over half of them, they're kind of outdated. I should really just throw them all out, or not throw them out. But I already threw out too many videos. Okay, yeah, but you're right. It's a study day. Seems like nothing much going on today in the penny stock land. Yeah, nothing going on. I'm just over trading. Well, yeah. I'm just trying out buy strategies. There you go. The AYLA. I still wouldn't recommend, like, you know, getting into a habit of going on these, but it's just been real common to just die out of the open lately. But I'd still choose the volume method any day. But a lot of people have just been getting destroyed by borrows. Whoa, what happened to HKD? Okay, see, when you see a drop like that, that's where you kind of want to dip by. Well, let me take it to a larger frame. Yeah, low key, I kind of want to dip by this now. But that's also, you know, everyone up to that point just became a bag holder. Yeah, it's definitely gambling. Like you don't want to put anything you're not willing to risk like half on there. All right, I'm out. I'll do a limit order. Torture. I was like, I want to get out, but also know that there's going to be some type of regret. If I have like a regret or some type of remorse, I'm going to be back later. But I don't even need a happy ending. I just need a decisive, conclusive ending. And this one still is on that the edge. Like we're still not at like 10:20. If it was past like, 10:20, 10:25, then I'd be like, okay, cool. Rush is over. Other volumes coming in on other tickers. Time to call it a day. Go study. CBLT is getting a lot of volume. Yeah, I should have got out at 17.8. Gambling, lol. I didn't hear you actually. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined. Walk away. Walk away. Think of the long term. Today is not the day to trade. Yeah, it's not. All right, guys. I have reserved 3K shares. That means I can move the stock $20 a share. What? That's crazy. Damn. Okay. What am I doing? I was doing something. Oh yeah. I gotta get out of this. All right. 17.6. I know people are dip buying at it. Get me out. Beam me out, Scotty. Or beam me up, Scotty. What? There's no one talking in Gen Chat. Oh, they're over here. Talking to here for? Oh no. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. So yeah, you guys enjoy your weekend. If you do trade today, stay safe. It's a steady day for me. Even though I already, just lost a K for no reason. So peace out. Have a good weekend.